Welcome back, guys. Today, Dog and I are bringing to you another great video about this 2013 Camaro 2SS 1LE LMNOP. What we're going to talk about today is kind of maintaining your car and some of the things I recently did and how it's made me feel about the car, that sort of thing. So, number one, I want to go over what I've done in the last season, really, on this car, but especially very recently, last couple of weeks. Earlier in the year, I did the rear stabilizer links for the rear end. For the rear tires, what they do is they hold the toe of the rear tire, so it keeps the tire from doing that. And then I did the shocks all the way around, struts. So it now has Bilstein V6s, which are about the only really good option I could find for these cars. You can see the nice little yellow Bilstein in there, the blue boot cover. Luckily, they're pretty hidden because that would be pretty ugly on a red car if you could see them. But I did Bilsteins all the way around, and I happened to be in sync where the front tires had worn out, similar to the rear. Usually you wear rears out faster, so you'll have a mismatched set of tires, like newer rears and older fronts, or vice versa. Luckily, all four are very similar. The rears went out about 2,000 miles before, but not a huge deal. So we're at a point right now. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, don't eat that, please. Don't eat that, please. Thank you. We're at a point right now where everything's pretty dialed in. Got an alignment. Again, the new struts, the new stabilizer links. And it really has made me fall back in love with this car. It's funny because when you're the one driving something day in and day out, you don't notice some of the decay, right? I didn't really notice the struts were getting as bad as they were because they weren't that bad for just around town normal bumps. Like for normal car perspectives, they really weren't terrible. They were kind of just a little worn out. But for a sports car perspective, the second you threw this thing into a turn, it just felt wiggly, right? So the biggest difference I've found is when you first turn into a corner, the whole wheel would be kind of almost just like bouncy and was very unhappy. Now it's like you set that corner angle and the thing is just dialed right into where you want it to be. So that makes a huge, huge difference. Tires, obviously, being in better condition never hurts for rain performance, for cold, for hot, for whatever, everything. And luckily, the brakes have always been good. I've always kept those up. I got good fluid in it, stuff like that. Oh, I also did the master cylinder, which was helpful. That failed very quickly, so that wasn't something that decayed slowly. It just kind of failed one day, and I couldn't activate my clutch very well. Had to pump it up, but took care of that. So right now, the car is pretty dialed in again, and it's got 104,000 miles on it, which, is a good amount of miles on a car for something that you're taking on tracks and beating on a little bit. We do have, like a little bit of seat wear and stuff like that, but really nothing too bad for a 104,000 mile car. So I'm really hoping to reliably get another 2 or 3 years out of this, which for me is about 10,000 miles a year, give or take. So call it, 20, 30,000 miles. If I could run this thing to 125, 130K, I think I will have gotten my life and my fun out of it. However, yesterday we did the Rally Adirondack, which I've gone to quite a few years, as you can see there. And I gotta say, it's funny, because I was kind of at the point in my life where I was like, man, I almost... Ooh, got real close to that. I almost want to go to a smaller, more sporty car. This thing's kind of a big beast, 3,800 pounds. These Camaros are not small, not light cars. So I was kind of thinking maybe my next car is going to be something smaller. And I was just having that conversation before the rally with my friend and some other people I've actually been talking to that about. And man, I'll tell you what, after driving this car all day yesterday, ripping around, having fun, I'm kind of starting to fall back in love with it and just the chassis and the platform and what it is. She's a big burly beast, but man, it's just fun muscling this giant Camaro around corners. And it really is it's like a linebacker, it's big and burly, but it's pretty much like a ballet. And you're like, how does it do that? You look at a car this size, you're like, how does it handle like that? And I've now had more experience. When I first bought this car, I hadn't driven a lot of different cars that were sporty. I still haven't driven a ton, but I've driven more, right? I've driven my buddy's very tastefully modified GR86 and his Fox Body Mustang, and I've driven some Corvettes, and I've driven some, or been in some Porsches at least, and different things like that. And there's various cars I handle better than this. They're smoother, they're this, they're that, they're whatever attribute you want to assign to it. But are they more fun? In some ways, yes, maybe, but I don't know. This thing's just got a certain it's got a certain just brashness about it that really is a lot of fun while still being more refined than you'd expect. Maybe that's like a way of saying it. I don't know. But anyway, not a super long video. I just kind of wanted to talk about how I kind of like fallen back in love with this car a little bit. And I think when it's time to replace her, I'm going to be a little bit more sad than I originally thought. I have this disease where I get attached to vehicles, hence the reason I still own my '05 Silverado, even though I have a new truck. So I've already said to myself back when I bought this, I can't be holding on to this forever because I'm going to pour miles on it and I need another one that's reliable. So I refuse to turn this into the Silverado where I replace every single drivetrain component 16 times. But it's going to be a little harder to let this go than I originally thought. You know, this car had always been to me just a Swiss Army knife of commuting, track days, curvy roads, whatever I needed it to be, a park in the city because it's smaller. I treat this car like a regular person treats their car, plus a little bit, right? I don't let it get keyed and scratch the doors up and stuff too bad, but I pretty much use it for whatever. I do not garage queen this thing by any means. So it's been a big part of my life in that way. And it'll be a little bit sad, but we'll figure out what we're going to replace it with in a couple 2-3 years here. And, we'll make it worth it. We'll find something equally, if not better. Whether that's a 7th gen Camaro if they come out with one, whether that's a last year 6th gen, whether that's a dark horse, whether that's I don't know, but there's something in the future. A Porsche of some sort, a Corvette, a whatever. People overlook just maintaining the car before doing modifications. So there's a lot of people that would have noticed the bounciness and suspension issues this car had, alignment, worn out tires, whatever, and they would have said, oh, we got to do $4,000 coilovers, we got to do crazy summer tires and put 4 degrees of camber in it and all of these things, right? There's a myriad of things I could do to this car to make it handle better. And that's fine. Those are all great things to do if you want to spend the money and you want that level of handling. Awesome. I mean, I'm all for that. Lower it, whatever. But if you really liked it when you first bought it, all you need to do is get it back to how it was originally made. So you just need to replace everything with the stock stuff. You don't have to put poly bushings and everything. You don't have to reinforce everything. You don't have to throw a turbo on it. It's like if you were happy with the car from day one, just get it back to day one. And that's what I did. And a lot of people, I think, forget that that's a thing that you can do. And it's funny, like on this bike, I didn't do that. Everything that I fixed, I've upgraded. But that was because there were, in my opinion, some shortcomings I wanted to bring up to the next level. Whereas with this car, not that there's not shortcomings with it, sure. But for me and what I want to do with it, there's really no shortcomings. It does everything I want it to do. So I just need to maintain the baseline. And I can save a ton of money doing it. Everybody, who's not spending your money, or everyone's good at spending your money for you. Oh, just throw coilovers on it. Yeah, well, guess what? That's not inexpensive. And to get a quality coilover that'll actually be better than the stock struts, you're looking at $3, $4, $5,000. I mean, they're not cheap. And maybe you can find something used that's in good shape, whatever. But then, okay, how long do those last? Because they got some miles on them already. So sure, they were cheaper, but they're also going to have to be replaced sooner or rebuilt or whatever. So you got to think about all that kind of stuff too. We'll see. So anyways, guys, kind of a short video. Hopefully this helps you, or at least entertained you. As always, we thank you for watching. God bless America. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.